difference between 10 points and 8 points. That might just make a difference at the end. Lane number 1, Caitlin Tippett.
Well, and in this competition, every single point counts.
Pretty tough race, this. There's the seniors step up now, 16 and over, 800 meters. And pink cap, all-stars playing the joker. Emma Robinson in lane 5. We'll see as she hits the water, the bright pink cap. She goes in lane 5. Just up there now, and she is a favorite for this. Emma Robinson, Commonwealth Games swimmer, outstanding swimmer out of the All-Stars region. She's from Wellington and already cracking it on in the 800 metres.
Well, Gary Hurring, who we just had an interview not so long ago, is her coach. Emma Robinson out of the Capital Club. She's been around for a while now and it's just starting to come through quite nicely. A 2014 Commonwealth Games and Pan Pacific Championship representative.
Second in this event last year at the Opens.
And who was she second to?
Oh, I don't know, some women we don't hear much of in swimming circles.
Lauren Boyle. Lauren, of course, doing all of her preparation now, building towards the Rio Olympic Games. She's not here because she's currently training overseas and doing a lot of training, obviously getting workload in. She'll be working out her plan, making sure that she gets a certain amount of altitude training. She really rates and she puts a lot of emphasis on that altitude training where they go up high, train at a reduced air. And you just get a lot of cardiovascular benefits out of that. A lot of physiological changes that occur in the body as a consequence of doing that altitude training. It's not the cup of tea for everybody. Interesting, John, Daniel Loader really was one that excelled off altitude training prior to his 2 Olympic golds in Atlanta and his success 4 years earlier as well in the 200 metres butterfly.
Because you and Duncan took the squad elsewhere, didn't you, before?
Yeah, most
Atlanta.
definitely we did. But it was just watching Daniel when he did altitude in Rome before the Rome World Championships as well. He just, every time he got into altitude, the rest of the countries that were up there, the Germans and the Russians, they just couldn't believe the workload that this guy could put in at altitude. And he was pretty young in those days, but every time he went back to altitude, he went better and better.
At the moment, Emma Robinson seeking double points for her All-Stars team, is leading the women's 800 metres freestyle. And lane 4, so to her right will be Karina Doyle of Marcos. In lane 3, it's Monique King of Harlequins. There's King coming through now. Claudia Ashby of Aquanites is in lane 2, and in lane 1, Alex Pampalone. And up at the top, we'll see, just going through now, heading left to right, was Caitlin Delaney and Rachel Smith. Charlotte Webby is there already with a victory under her belt. She's in lane 6.
Well, we talked about Lauren Boyle winning the national championships in the 800 metres freestyle. Emma Robinson was second, and third in that race in lane number 3 was Monique King. So we've got 2 really good 800 freestylers in here, Emma Robinson and Monique King. Emma Robinson just turning now in lane number 5 and turning in lane number 3, Monique King in second position.
Well, a man who'll be very interested in the form, I suppose, of some of these swimmers here. He has a lot to do with them as the British Englishman who's come here as a top New Zealand coach for Swimming New Zealand, David Lyle, and he's now with Ian.
Yep, thanks very much, John. Well, great to have you, David Lyle. Of course, been here nearly 2 years now in New Zealand, swimming via China. We just spoke to Michael Dye. That's a nice acquisition for us. Thank you very much. But this new concept, the zonal concept in New Zealand, I know it's big in the States with the collegiate system, but great for New Zealand swimming.
I believe so. It's a great chance to see all the top swimmers around the country here competing for their teams, and also for the younger swimmers to rub shoulders with the elite swimmers.
As a coach, David, what do you think your swimmers get out of something like this?
The fact of representing a team rather than just swimming for themselves, which is quite often how swimming is perceived. So to see it as a team sport with names and chants and team colours is fantastic.
Swimmers often about first, second and third as well. We see in the pool the battle for 7th and 8th seems just as intense.
Well, I think so, because you've got 2 scoring swimmers for every region and nobody wants to come last. Plus you've got the Joker initiative with double points, so it's a real fight right to the finish.
What's on the cards now for New Zealand swimming, David? What are all our top swimmers and maybe some of our age group swimming building up to in 2015?
Well, 15 is obviously the year before Rio, so this year for senior swimmers is a World Championships, also the World University Games, and then obviously hopefully for many of them on to Rio and beyond.
You've got a good feel for international swimming. Depth-wise and strength-wise, where are we sitting in New Zealand at the moment?
Oh, that's hard to comment. I mean, it's a small country, and obviously we're hopefully trying to build something for the future. We have obviously some established stars, but we have a lot of talent on display tonight, and I think, you know, the next 5-6 years towards Tokyo 2020 could be really good.
And of course, there's plenty of people out there interested in the progress and the training of Lauren Boyle. Where's she at the moment?
Well, Laura's offshore training in Australia right now to get a bit of extra competition, and you know, she's fairly comfortable with where she's at, and she's swum well recently over there, so we're pretty hopeful.
Okay, thanks very much, David. And Go Harlequins are winning at the moment.
We are indeed, of course.
What do you mean, Ian? Go Harlequins. Come on, you all-stars. Got to keep this unbiased, totally. David Lyle's there chatting about our top swimmers and the benefits of this. I think we'll see the benefits of this emerge, maybe not tomorrow, but certainly in the near future. Clearly it's exciting for the swimmers. It's something different for them. It's something probably less stressful than swimming and trying to achieve top targets. This is about winning races or swimming in events that you're not totally comfortable with, just so that your team can get some points, your zone. Emma Robinson continues to lead. Emma Robinson from All Stars. The pink cap signifies she's wearing the Jokers. They play the Joker card here. So whatever position she finishes, with whatever number of points she gets, they are doubled. And at the moment, she's leading. And 26 points will become 52. Out of lane 3, we see Monique King. And between those two, Karina Doyle, Charlotte Webby was in lane 6, Rachel Smith in 7, Caitlin Delaney in 8.
Well, Charlotte Webby's got a good battle on her hands from Karina Doyle in lane number 4. Charlotte Webby, the 10,000 or 10K representative at the World Championships later this year, just been selected this week to represent New Zealand. So we know that she's got a lot of training. Certainly does a lot of pool swimming. She's already won the 200 meters butterfly and picked up the gold for her team and maximum points.
Karina Doyle in 4th place at the moment. Emma Robinson leads, though. This is the women's 800 meters freestyle. This is for 16 and over.
So they're going to get the bell this time. So 100 meters still to swim.
It's Monique King just going to the wall now in lane 3. She turns. Charlotte Webby was in 4th. Now 3rd, I mean. Changes now. Karina Doyle from Marco's. We've got Claudia Ashby, Alex Pampalone down in lanes 1 and 2.
So I don't think we're going to see any significant changes out of these 4 going into the wall for the finish of this 800 meters freestyle. There's going to be a very good victory for Emma Robinson. And she needed that victory because she is wearing the Joker's cap, maximum points and double points. So rather than 26, she's going to pick up 52 for her team. So the All-Stars team getting quite excited about the fact that Emma Robinson has picked up double points.
Big swim, big points for All-Stars in the women's 800. In 2nd place, Monique King. And there's Charlotte Webby finishing in third place. So Monique King from Harlequins, North Shore, takes her cap off there, finishing in the middle of them. Karina Doyle from Marcos. So it's each of the four getting at least one of the 4 points, but for Emma Robinson, it's double points. She went into the water wearing the pink cap, and it proved to be a sensible ploy by the All-Stars team. And that is the end of the first session. Gosh, we've had 2.5 hours of swimming already here tonight. Another couple to go, including the Legends Relay here at the Westwave Aquatic Centre and the 2015 Zonal Championships. Yes, the 2015 Zonal Swim Championships continue. We're into the second session of swimming. It's 4 hours non-stop of excitement here with some of the best swimmers in the country and also some of the up-and-comers. Parents and coaches and supporters here having a look at this. It's a great way to end Waitangi weekend. Some of the younger swimmers getting ready for the under-15 women's 200-metre freestyle relay. So the 4 teams, and if you've just tuned in and are wondering what's happening, these swimmers are still swimming for their clubs, obviously, and individual pride, but they're swimming in their zones. There are 4 zones around the country. The Marcos representing the South Island, and then we've got All-Stars representing the lower part of the North Island. Across the centre, including Waikato, it's Aqua Knights. And from counties Manukau through to Northland, it's the Harlequins club or zone. So they're all gaining points. And the last situation we had was the team which has led throughout Harlequins, a lead now by 54 points over Aqua Knights. And in third place, All-Stars, just a point behind Aqua Knights. And 70 or so points back is Southern Marcos. But they do have the opportunity to play their joker, which will give them double points for whatever position they finish in.
Interesting, John. A lot of them have played the joker already and they've left it at that. And I think that's probably attributed to the fact that the first part or the first session was a lot of the distance events. And it's a little bit more clear-cut when you've got a distance event that you can win or that you've got a dominant swimmer. Now we're into a lot more of the sprint. So all the 100 metres of all of the form strokes have to come up, and the 50 metres freestyle. So it's a chance for the sprinters to shine. And of course they have to back that up after a relay swim as well, where all the sprinters will once again feature.
Up on the blocks now for the 200 freestyle relay. Women 15 and under. 14 and 15-year-olds in this. If we look at the bottom here in the black, that's Kyra Forrest from Marcos. That's the South Island zone.
But John, sorry to interrupt, have a look at the Harlequins team. Gabrielle Fahamasili, look at her, just very dominant. The New Zealand age group record holder in the 50 metres freestyle.
She hasn't changed that style at all.
No, she hasn't, but she's looking so much stronger. Yeah. She's actually got a bit flatter, which is better in her stroke, but she looked really good over that 50.
So she, Gabrielle Fahamasili, hands over to Simone Lusby. That's Harlequins up at the top. Libby Bradley was first through for Aqua Knights, handing over to Ruby Edson. She's been impressive. Keely McKnight from All-Stars gave it away to Chelsea Edwards, now swimming in lane 4 for All-Stars, and in lane 3, Marco's Clara Foster. So there's not much in them at the moment. A slight surge towards the end for Aqua Knights. Ruby Edson gives it to Bobby Gishard.
Well, a tremendous changeover there from Bobby Gishard in lane number 5, representing the Aqua Knights team. So these two swimmers that we've been talking about, Bobby Gishard right now in lane number 5, and we saw Gabrielle Fahamasili in lane number 6. It's the lead-off swimmer. They really are future stars and ones to watch out for. Very good swim by Gabrielle. I come back to it as a 26.5 over the first 50. That's a very fast 50 metres.
Sophie Lewis for Aqua Knights. Yonsu Lee for Harlequins. Ty Stevens, the All-Star swimmer, and Hannah Bates for Marcos. And it's in lane number 5, Aqua Knights, Sophie Lewis.
Well, this will be a memorable swim if the Aquanites can do it, but they're not having it all their own way, because here comes the Harlequins.
Yeonsu Lee fighting against Sophie Lewis. Lewis fights back. Lee, I think, gets that. Yeonsu Lee from Harlequins, Aquanites second, All-Stars third, and Marco's in fourth place. The women's 15 and under 200 freestyle relay. The Harlequins with that absolutely fantastic lead off by Gabriella Falmasili. And finished off with Yeonsu Lee. Have picked up the maximum points, 26 points for Harlequins. This is the men's 15 and under. Up they go. Down here it's Harlequins, Finn Kennard-Campbell, Satori Dobby in 4 for the Marcos. Patrick Langley swims first for All Stars, and Blake Horn for Aquanites, just to stand down for a moment. Now they're set. This is the men's 15 and under.
So 4x50 metre freestyle relay for the 15 and unders. Going very strongly in lane number 4, representing the Marcos is Satori Dobby, the 15-year-old, and he's going to take them out to a small marginal lead.
Hands over to James Buck from North Canterbury, 15 years of age. He hits the water first and holds that lead for the moment. Callum Prime of Harlequins, though, is working him. It's just 50 metres, so there's no holds barred. You don't build to this. You're flat out as you hit the water.
Yeah, it's a splash and dash, and it's all about the change. Oh, great changeover in lane number 3 from the Harlequins. He did what we call the step changeover, so he was at the back of the block, stepped forward, tried to get a bit of a flying advantage, which he got.
Kamei Gewurz for Marcos. This is very close. Lewis Clareburt for All Stars, Chris Johnson for Aquanites, Flynn Jones for Harlequins.
I like the look of this young man from the Marcos team, Sam McKenzie, in lane number 4. He's the New Zealand age group record holder for 14 years in the 100 metres freestyle. And the Marcos look as if they're going to take it out because of his prowess. Look at the style of him. Beautiful 6-beat kick.
Holds off Jason Churches, in fact extends the lead. That's a very good swim yet again for Sam McKenzie. Marcos get the 26 points on offer. Sean O'Hara finishes for the All-Stars. Jason Churches, Andrew Jeffcott from Aquanites. So first Marcos, second Harlequins, third All-Stars, fourth Aquanites. Some good changeovers. These are under 15 or 15 and under. And Sam McKenzie. Let's see Mark Bone just put a wee ring around his name to say, I must remember this guy. He's looked good here. We'll see what he produces later on in the year.
Tasman swimmer, you don't see a lot of them these days. Sam McKenzie.
Women's 16 and over. 200 freestyle. Jenna Barrett for Aquanites in 1. Laura Quilters in 2 for Harlequins. Karina Doyle from Marcos in 3 and 5. And Rebecca Moynihan from All Stars is in lane number 6.
Well, Laura Quilter from Harlequins has had a big meet so far and got lots of points for her team, the Harlequins. And she's going to take out the first 50 metres for the Harlequins team, put them into a good lead. So they're in what we call still water or clear water. Because you're out in front, you're not facing the turbulence that the other swimmers will be having. Hayley Edmond doing a great job. Look at the 6-beat kick. And what she's doing is creating turbulence for the other swimmers on the lanes outside of her.
So lane 4 it is. Hayley Edmond touches for the Harlequins. Good changeover again. And quite a substantial lead at the moment. Lane 4, Harlequins, Annabelle Patterson.
Well, another lovely changeover by the Harlequins and Annabelle Patterson.
Jenna Buchanan from All Star in second place up in lane 6. Ebony Maikuku for Marcos and Danielle Waiari for Aquanites. Patterson hands over to Simone Cowling.
Well, this is a dominated race by the Harlequins, but it's anybody's race for second, and that's going to be the interesting thing.
Well, it is up in lane number 6. It's All Stars Bronner Ryan, but she's being threatened by Isabel Ryan from Marcos. 2 different styles. Which Ryan will win it? Might have been Marcos, was it? Marcos get up for second.
Oh, second equal.
Second equal. 149.87. So the Ryans touch alongside each other. Bronner for All Stars and Isabel for Marcos. Claudia Ashby was the anchor swimmer for Aquanites. Isabel Ryan from Omoru.
Just look at this finish for second. Dead finish. Even the slow motion just can't separate. That's 100th of a second. Nothing can separate them. Of course, in swimming, you have the electronic touch pads.
Yeah.
So there's no guesswork in it.
Except when they fail. All Stars there, as you can see, in lane 3, Kyle Barnes. Next to him, Daniel Bell, Aquanites. Nielsen Baroy from Harlequins. Charles Porter from Marcos.
Well, the New Zealand sprint champion, Nielsen Baroy, in lane number 5. He's about to go over to Australia to pursue his endeavours to qualify for the Olympic Games straight after this meet. So this might be the last time we see him swimming in New Zealand for a while. And he has taken it out, Nielsen Baroy. So the Harlequins a slight advantage now. Daniel Hunter, this very talented 20-year-old sprinter that's just evolving all the time.
Up on his shoulder, though, Matthew Phillips in lane 6. Joshua Taylor-Martin, Ben Walsh.
And he just saw Daniel Hunter coming in there, breathing on that last stroke. That's not good. Needed to drive into that wall. He'll fix that up. He'll see that, and he'll learn from that. He's an intelligent young man out of St Kentigern's College in Auckland.
Mario Koenigsberger is the 3rd swimmer for Harlequins. Chris McFadden for Marcos, Bradley Ashby, Aquanites, and Nicholas Crott All-Star. Battles way at the front as these two slug it out. Stephen Kent, Julian Weir.
All your money would go on Stephen Kent initially, but it is Julian Weir doing a tremendous job. Stephen Kent just a real team man, but Julian Weir, he's taking it in.
Stephen Kent, I think, though, is it? Or not? Harlequins win it. Aquanites second. So Kent and Weir. Marcos, Michael Finlay getting 3rd for his team. And All-Stars Liam Albury in 4th place. Stephen Kent, just such a fighter, isn't he? There's the finish. Not much in it. That's the advantage of having electronic touch pads, isn't it? Because a human eye could let you down even if you're standing right above it.
Well, we just talked up Gabrielle Fahamasili in lane number 4 in the relay for the 50 freestyle. Now she's got to back it up with 100, and she's not known as having the ability to back up. She's what we call a drop-dead sprinter. Can she put it together in this 100 metres now? Because it's a different philosophy. She's swimming for a team, and this may bring out the best in her.
Well, instantly she has an edge, doesn't she? Off that start, underwater, when she appears, she's always got an advantage over the rest.
Well, she's a drop-dead sprinter, so you do have an advantage because you are so electric off the blocks. But look at that head just starting to go up again. She's out in front, albeit by the smallest margin.
Ruby Adsett of Aquanites is the woman just to her left.
Oh, great turn by Gabrielle, though. She's holding on really well. This is impressive. This is an improvement in her training now.
Right. You can just see that bit of extra effort going there. She's swimming for that team.
Absolutely. And that's great. That's what we want to see out of these swimmers.
Farmasili, Rudy Ansett, tight. Lane 6, Chelsea Edwards, All-Stars. Farmasili.
So nice shot of him other than,
Yeah.
but 58.1 for the winning time.
So more points there for Harlequins. They continue to hold this lead.
It was a great start, wasn't it? Great
Yeah.
breakout as well. She does that very well. Good turn. Does have that head a little bit high, and that's why she dies a little bit on her stroke. But, you know, she kept that going. It's amazing. We talk about how swimmers swim in relays, and they do it for the team, and they do it so well. And this is exactly what we're trying to get, the same atmosphere, the same philosophy, where you swim for your team here.
Nobody playing the joker here either. Annabelle Patterson here for Harlequins. Ebony Maikuku. Maggie Burns, All-Star. Jenna Barrett, Laura Quilter, Isabel Ryan, Rebecca Moynihan, Danielle Wayari. So look at that Rebecca Moynihan. She's from Shannon, way down in the southern part of the island, the North Island. She's now training out of Potoroo or Raumati, I think, Raumati. So it's what we've been saying about the swimmers coming from all over the country, but representing 4 zones.
Well, Laura Quilter, she's 22 years of age, and she's done an outstanding job for her team, the Harlequins team. She's had a big meet, and she's performed on every single occasion. When the question's been asked of her, she's stepped up. This is a very dominant win by Laura Quilter.
Wow.
Commonwealth Games representative, Pan Pacific Championship representative, Olympic representative, and she wins it in a 57.33.
So when you're talking about playing the joker, Mark, when you see such a dominant swim as that, you think, why not play it there? But it's tactically, isn't it? You can only play so many.
That's right, and you can only play it once for any swimmer too. So you can have a very dominant swimmer, but they can only play the joker once.
Laura Quilter wins that for the Harlequins. Under 15 men, 100 free. Here's your mate Sam McKenzie, and I think he's in fact wearing the joker's cap.
There he is too, the young man out of Tasman. Let's keep an eye on his technique. He is wearing the joker's cap, so there's a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
And he's just had a relay, and he did a very good job in the relay to bring home the Marcos to take out the gold. Is he going to do it again? He looks really strong, doesn't he? You can just see there the waves coming off his hips, waves coming off the back of his kick. Look at the domination.
Wow, watch off the wall.
25.58 over the first 50 metres. That's a good split.
He's working it over. He really is. That big kick coming off the wall, as you'd expect. Sam McKenzie, only a few moments out of the water from the relay. He's been given the task of scoring double points, and he's going to do it easily.
Oh, absolutely easily. And what's going to be important here is he's going to take double points, but also have a look at his time, because he's going for it. 52.34, 52.34. That's a personal best. That's a very good swim from him.
And the other Marco swimmer finished in 5th place, so they get another good points. This is a good race for Marco. Sam McKenzie hurting, but my word, Sam, you've done well for your zone here tonight.
Yeah, sure has.
Here's off the wall. You can just see his technique under the water. You see the amount of acceleration he gets.
Yeah, lovely.
Look,
little
he's here. He sensed personal best. He's stoked. Nice reaction there from Sam McKenzie.